Hi, I'm Nico, also known as Nico Tanlol or effrumman. Today I'm going to show you how to rock jump, or rock skip rather. This is mainly a beginner tutorial, but if you're advanced at this trick, it's still useful information, because you might not know about everything that I'm going to be saying in this video. Basically, rock skip is to skip these two big rocks here and the sidle path up there, skip past this rock and into the quill cutscene. You can use this little rock right here to jump up on the ledge. The angle that you want to jump at this little rock is somewhere between these two lines and the edge of this pocket. Anywhere in between there will probably work for you. I usually line it up with this second line, which is right in between them, and it works out most of the time. And it's easy to readjust for this trick too. So first you want to get on the rock. Things that can go wrong on this rock are you're either too far to the left, too far to the right, or too far back. The worst is being too far to the right and too far back. What happens if you're too far to the left is the rock kind of cuts off into the wall right here and you slide down. That's what is like the worst, because then you either get a short jump because of how small the ledge is, or you just roll down and don't get anything. When you're too far back, the second little hump on this rock is programmed as a hill. And when Link is climbing hills, he walks like slow, like he's having a hard time doing it, and he also rolls slowly. So if you try to roll from the back, you're going to go nowhere, and that's really frustrating. From the right, it's kind of a mix of both, but you can actually make it from the right if you fix your angle enough. But I suggest you start right in the middle, in this second from the left little pocket of rock here, because then you'll just, jump off this little ledge on the side and get up to the top. So the angle it's pretty wide, but I suggest you jump from there. I went too far backwards. So once you're on top of this rock, the way you climb it is pretty important. Most of the time you'll be either on the left or the right of this little line here. You kind of want to be, I guess, a little bit more to the right than the left. But the important thing is you hit the shoulder button before you climb up so the camera is centered on Link. There's a weird thing with Link's movement in this game, where if he's been moving prior to when you hold the joystick in a polar direction, he'll either spin a little bit or he'll turn instantly. And if you try to do it back and forth, you'll see the turn. He'll just start running in one direction. Even though I'm flicking the joystick up and down, he'll start running in one direction because of the turn. But if you wait in between the turns, he'll do it every time. So if you're moving prior to flicking the stick, he'll turn. So the problem that we run into with the rock jump here is that if you're climbing and you hold the joystick in one direction, he's going to turn before he jumps, and that's going to mess up your angle. So you want to stand still for a second before you do. And then the second most important thing is the angle you hold the stick at before you jump. I can't really put my finger on exactly where I'm holding the stick. I thought it was southeast, but it's like in between southeast and polar east. It's right in between them. So if you could cut this up into 16 pieces, it would be between southeast and east. And so once you climb up here and wait for a second, you just hold in that direction on the joystick and jump slash at the end of it, and you'll land on the other side of this pretty much every time. I have run into a few mistakes that I'll go over now that I get into quite often. One of them is rolling from too far to the left like I did just now, and then I get stuck in a cycle because I keep on getting impatient. One of the problems I run into is holding the stick too far east, because then you run into this rock. And what you do if you run into this rock is either reset it by going back down and then trying again, or just backing up and doing it the old way, where you kind of just use the camera to look in between the post box, the rock, and kind of angle it at the doorway, and then just roll jump. I don't think jump slashing is safe when you use that tactic, because you probably won't make it, but if you just look at this angle, you'll grab the edge at least every time. The reason you would want to use this method over that one is because the jump slash skips you climbing the ledge, which takes like a second. The other method for this is using this bomb to blow up the rock, and take damage, which is useful if you have to zombie hover later, and when you come back here in any percent. But for the any percent run, you can also just do this trick a second time. So this ultimately saves 4 or 5 seconds in a run. So here's, I'm going to put the controller cam at a better angle and just show you a little montage of me doing the jump, so you can find out the angle that I'm doing on the stick for yourself, because I really can't explain it. So here's that little montage. Okay, so I think I got 4 or 5 good jumps that show the angle pretty well. So I mean that's basically the end of the rock skip tutorial. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, whatever. Watch my stream. I speedrun this game pretty. I'm gonna go for a pretty good record. Master Sword before I switch over to. I'm definitely gonna be making more tutorials on running tactics in the winter. Can't even blow up the rock. Actually just... That's rock skip. Thank you for watching.